I got a part-time job one day at a towering brutalist office complex. It was my job to man the elevators. There were 3 of them and I had to stand in one, greet people and press their floor number, and then ride with them. I didn't have much guidance, so I just picked the biggest elevator and waited for someone to come along. This elevator was huge. It had a desk office-like area in it, and a waiting room-like area in it, like something that you would see at the DMV. It smelled, too, like wet dog food, but eventually 2 women got on at the same time. I pressed their respective floor numbers, and we began to rise. The elevator shook and rattled, paused for a moment, and then jumped up. I caught one of the women's eyes, and she looked back. We quickly looked away from each other, as we had reached the first stop. The less fair woman stepped off, and I suggested to the other that we try the middle elevator to take down to her stop. This elevator was a bit more normal, grimy and run down for sure, but something that wouldn't be out of place at a parking garage. Once I got in, the elevator dropped about 2 feet, so we decided to go back to the first one. It made a loud hiss down to her floor, and this time we both got out. She had stopped at this small library that was completely empty, so I stayed there for a bit to talk to her. Her name was Fade, and she had also taken a temporary job there, only as a librarian instead of my apparently dangerous doorman job. She told me to be careful as I went back, but this time, I was going to try the smallest of the 3 elevators. This one was pod-sized, only big enough for me, and as I got in, it began to slowly drop, but I was going down anyways. I figured out that I had to type in a code onto a keypad that was in front of me, but I couldn't really remember what my code was. There was no light in the pod, so as the floor rose above me, my light was being cut off. As there was only a sliver of light along the ceiling, I typed in the last thing that I could remember, and it turned out to be right. The pod lit up and it shot down to the first floor, stopping quickly. I worked the rest of the day but didn't end up seeing Fade again. She must have taken the stairs. But I didn't see anyone again. And I was kind of getting creeped out, so by the time for me to leave, I was eager to go. But as I turned my back, I remembered that it was my duty to turn the lights off on one of the upstairs office floors. I pondered it for a second, but realized that I was being ridiculous, and I walked up the stairs to the 2nd floor. It was eerie and silent. The only sound was the hum of an air conditioner. I hit the lights and quickly returned to the 1st floor. It was at that moment I noticed a radio on the desk that I didn't think was there before.
This is a national emergency. Be careful. Places are not what they seem. Be warned.
The radio clicked off. This set my nerves on edge for some reason. It didn't even make sense, but as I returned to the garage, it looked strange. It wasn't industrial like it probably should have been. It was a housing garage. But my car was there, so I got in. But as I backed out, I couldn't remember if I had driven to work that day. Wait, don't click off the video yet. I'm the guy that makes these things, and I feel like this episode needs some explaining. So all these videos are based off of my dreams, and this episode is just like that dream, but I feel like that's kind of a meh explanation. So my explanation for this video, for the events of this video, is that when Dust got into the 3rd elevator, and it sank down, it gets dark for a second. So after that, everything in the video is in one of these fake spaces. So after this video, he either teleported or eventually the elevator just sank down to his floor or another floor, and he got out as normal. So that's my explanation. You'll have to ask my brain for the real one, but that's canonical. Anyways, this video was long and was hard to make, so I hope y'all liked it, and God bless y'all, and I'll see you sometime.